And speaking of sick, you guys actually got Mick Mars from Motley Crue to come in and spin some guitar work on the tracks. How'd that all come about?
The mad manager just had to walk by. He worked for Motley Crue, and we had just finished tracking a song called Bloodstained Valentine. And we had just finished tracking it, had the vocals, and had all the guitar stuff on except for lead stuff. So we came in, we were eating dinner, and just kind of talking. And I always get guitar solos in my head. I don't want them to be some that you could walk away and kind of whistle or hum in your head. That's kind of what guitar solos have been for me. So I had this idea in my head, and I'm like, I said, this has almost got a Mick Mars kind of vibe to it in my head when I'm hearing. The mad manager's like, well, why don't you call him and get him to play on it? I was like, all right, sure, like I'm just going to call him. He goes, I'll go call him. So he walked outside, smoked a cigarette, came back in the house, said he'll be here on Saturday, he'll be here in 2 days. So sent him the tracks, and he was there Saturday at 7 o'clock, came in, total rock star, top hat, 4-inch platform shoes, which I was amazed at, that he tracked everything with, and it wasn't about mine to him. It was he just came in and he was really willing to put his stamp on it. He had his head Marshall amp cranked all the way up. We're like, God damn, blow your head off. But he was just like, no, this isn't good enough. I need to pedal and this and this. So he was super cool, but you could tell he cared about what he did, and it wasn't like, hey, let somebody plug in and pay me. It was and he's just a great guy, and we just kind of always consider that guy to be the underdog, the guy that I've never seen anyone pay their dues to that guy, and he's always been, in our mind, like a rock and roll villain. He was the cousin it in Motley Crue, and that's kind of guys that Joey and I looked up to in bands, he black hair down to his waist, screaming all the time. How can you not like that? And he was always the quiet, kind of dirty, snotty guy in that band, so having him play on our record was amazing. So
all these loud guitar gods out there that everybody's, and here's Mick Mars just quietly back there kicking everybody's ass.
Exactly.
And getting no props for it.
Yeah, he's the villain, the rock and roll villain, so we feel honored to have him on our record.
And what was the other track that
he played on a track called Drug Me to Hell and Bloodstained Valentine.
Now, what's Drug Me to Hell about?
Drugs. No, it's just, it's about... obviously it was a play on the movie Drag Me to Hell, which I never even saw that yet. And that was actually one of the last songs that we came up with right before we went in the studio to record. We weren't even sure we were going to record, but we just started playing. It's just such a simple, it's just kind of like a dirty, sleazy, I call it knuckle dragging kind of song. And it's just about drinking and drugs and rock and roll. So it's fun.
So on the album, are there any songs that really stand out to you that sort of you would call a signature song for the Murderdolls sound? There's a lot of stuff on the record that I have like my favorite songs. I don't think there's any. There's songs I think people think, it reminds me of the Beyond the Valley record, but there's so much different stuff. Like we have a song called Summertime Suicide, which is so catchy and just like what I would think would be a radio song. Of course, it's got suicide in it, and it's about a guy that finds his girlfriend dead and follows a trail of blood down to her cellar and finds her. Then he kills himself in the second verse. So I don't know if it's really going to be a good radio song, but it's catchy. For Alice Cooper, right?
Yeah, so we'll see. Hell, I don't know, but yeah, I would say "Summertime Suicide" is kind of more like a staple kind of Murderdolls kind of song.
So for the uninitiated to Murderdolls, what would you say to the fans to be out there?
It's not if you didn't know who we were the first time, I wouldn't even, or if you knew who we were about us and wasn't into that just whole thing, it's just, this record took on a whole new life. It's definitely took a heavier direction. I can see a lot more of Joey's Slipknot crowd coming over this time and accepting it, whereas last time we were just kind of a 3-chord punk rock, 1, 2, 3, 4 kind of, like these songs are. So Joey and I, we were in the studio, like the first track we did, I think was Bloodstained Valentine. It was like 4:20, the song was. We were like, how long is that song? And most of our stuff was like 2:10 back in the day. But like, we're writing real songs now. So, it's just, we're a different breed of band than what's going on right now. We're everything from Motley Crue to Slayer right now. So it goes from that to 0 to 60 like that.
So you get a good mix in there.
Yes, definitely.
Well, a couple of fun ones before we let you get back to hanging out with
in the stable. I'm going to go ride a horse, I think.
There you go. Tattoos.
Yes.
What's the story with tattoos for you?
Well, believe it or not, none of this was actually really planned. I just started the whole horror theme. I think the first horror tattoo I got was the pinhead and the Frankenstein, and then I just kept the black and gray stuff, and I started getting piece by piece, and then I filled in all the blanks, and I got pretty lucky. I got a cool little piece. I get a lot of good compliments from people on tour. People just want to stare at my arms all the time. It's just for me, it's just kind of, I can look down and see like my childhood, so to speak.
Is that I always sort of wonder, because I don't have a tattoo on my body, and I see people, sleeved and all this stuff, and I always wonder, at what point did you say, I really like this, and then you suddenly really get into it?
Right. I've been, I started getting tattooed when I was 18. I'm 33 now, and I'll be 34 in August. So I don't go crazy. I didn't just go, I got to get sleeved all the way. I just piece by piece. It's been a fucking 15-year process, I guess. Just slowly getting stuff, and I got my chest done. My next thing I'm gonna do is my back. So, fuck it, why not?
A lot of people start with their back. So.
Yeah.
And then the last question. This was total fun here.
All right.
I got this. I call this my rescue me question, the spank bank question.
Okay.
If you could spend the night with one celebrity, who would it be?
Sylvester Stallone. He's one of my action heroes from a kid. Never met him. Love all the Rambo films. Own most of Stallone's soundtracks on vinyl.
Wow.
Have most of the toys from every movie, from Demolition Man to Rambo to Over the Top. I have an 18-inch Lincoln Hawks doll from Over the Top. Where you do the So I'm a little fan of Stallone. So I don't know if he would be into me or not. I was like, you're Rambo. Let's hang out. Let's go shoot something.
Usually when you ask that question, almost everybody instantly thinks sex, so they're throwing out whatever hot chick is out there or whatnot.
No.
So are you excited to see the Expendables movie then that's coming out?
Yeah. I saw the previews of that, I guess about a month ago, and then I've been seeing a lot more of it online lately. So, but I'm on tour, so I probably won't end up seeing it on DVD. So, but no, it looks cool, and I was really thrilled with the last Rocky and the last Rambo were fucking awesome, man. I love them.
What did you think of the last
When I got through watching Rocky, I wanted to go to the gym immediately, and when I got through watching Rambo, I wanted to shoot someone in the head. So that was a good feeling for me.
And Wednesday, I appreciate you taking time to talk with us, and hopefully we'll get a chance to talk with Joey a little bit.
Yeah,
his side of everything.
Absolutely.
The album comes out August 30th, right?
31st. That's what 31st.
That's 31st.
Yes, Roadrunner Records, Women and Children Last.
Absolutely, and I've already heard it. Absolutely phenomenal album.
Thank you.
So I can't wait for it. We've sort of been cheating, playing a little bit of it here and there on Mojo Radio.
It's all good.
Yeah.
Cool. Awesome, man. Thank you.
So try me, baby, I try.